For the town of Green Falls, can come to order at this time. It's December 2nd, 2014. The time is 7:01. And please make note that Trustee Ellis and Trustee Gardner are not present this evening, except Trustee Gardner will be coming shortly. At this time, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Bucks, will you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So glad you're with us this evening. Happy Thanksgiving late. And I just want to say thank you, Michael, for the lights on Town Hall. They look awesome.
He didn't fall twice.
Oh. And it's a great thing to ring in the holiday season, and thank you so much.
Dana as well.
Okay, and Dana. Mr. Loman, thank you so much for doing what you're doing as well. Before we get started tonight, I wanted to let you know, Mr. Bratton, if you guys didn't know, Mr. Bratton used to be on a ski patrol or something. And I had a person contact me, sir, and ask that I give you
I thought that looked familiar.
some things tonight. And so before we really get going, here is a trophy for your service. And
This is a trophy that we award to winning ski teams in my team ski program, which we had for 19 years up in the mountains.
it's just
So
amazing.
it's nice to have it back.
Well, and you have a lot of goodies in this little bag too. Okay, I'm sure you will enjoy going through, but
All right.
you know, you are such an important part of our community and you go way back. And I can just imagine you on
Way
skis.
back, way back, way
So
back.
anyway, so there's that. So thank you.
Where's
My
the
kids have, they called me on the cell phone and said, Mom, somebody just dropped off a thing. And I said, what thing? Some kind of award thing. Naomi didn't realize the word for trophy since she's from the Philippines. Some award thing. And I'm like, okay. So anyway.
Where's the champagne?
Well, there's been champagne in this before.
Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to this agenda?
Yes, you were supposed to get this, it says.
Okay.
The special permit for the Winter Festival didn't get
Okay. So that's new business? Yes. Special permit? The Winter Festival, okay. I was also made aware of a new one.
I'd like to add item, I believe it would be 6B, for a board vote to receive a donation from Regional Building for the audio equipment that it's time they donate to us.
That's awesome. Okay,
And then board, I have, there are two resolutions, I'm not sure. I believe one's made its way on there and the other one may not have. So the first one's the resolution to formalize the PPRTA, keep them happy with an agreement they've already sent us and then we reviewed. The second one is resolution 2014-1202B, which deals with adopting fees for the use of Green Mountain Falls Police Department services. And I believe a copy might be making its way to you, or it did.
so, Mr. Clark, just have the resolution 214B, 02B. I don't
You
see
got a 2A already on here.
in my packet stuff. Okay. You passed it down?
Here's your copy.
No, that was B that just went out.
Oh, there's A.
There you go.
Do you have A as well?
Mhm.
Okay. Perfect, thank you. Okay. Accept a motion at this time to approve the addition to those agenda
moved.
Okay,
Second?
all those in favor vote by saying aye. Opposed? Okay. At this time, item number 3, consent agenda. Are there any items that need to be pulled out for further review? Okay, very well, we will vote on all of those then.
Move approval?
Second. Okay, discussion on that, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Where are you? Yes.
Okay. Approved board minutes for November 4th, 2014. Approved the board minutes for November 18th. And the bills run for November 1st through November 20th for $151,901.05.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse
Okay.
me. Would you name the largest amount out of that for, I'm curious where the 149,000 was spent?
The bill run and the agenda, it's in the crowd somewhere.
Second
I have
page
it.
to,
I could never made it back to
If you make it back.
Okay, okay.
second page, thanks.
We don't get one page, so.
Okay, at this time, we will have public items that are not on the agenda. Please stand and state your name and
Henry Yankowski, Regional Building Official, 2880 International Circle, Colorado Springs, Colorado. It was especially nice coming up this evening because I got to see all the Christmas lights. I'll try not to take a lot of time. My wife says if you just talk to me for 5 minutes, I'd be able to go to sleep. So I'm sorry. Shortly after the town hall burned in 2012, we had a meeting with our advisory board, of which Chris is currently on. Mac was the previous, Mac Patron was a previous member. And we had a discussion about how regional building could help Green Mountain Falls with the rebuild, to try to get their heartbeat back, get the town hall rebuilt. During that time, there was a discussion on both a $50,000 donation to the rebuild effort, and also that I would refund the permit fees. We don't waive fees, but we'll pay it ourselves when we think. So we, quite frankly, know the advisory board, the 10 members, 5 being industry members, and 5 being the 5 communities that are not Colorado Springs and El Paso County, also felt that we did not want to make money on the rebuild, so we wanted to pay for the permit ourselves. So what I have this evening is a check for $2,991.50, which represents 100% of the permit fees that Regional Building collected. So if I could just give that to the mayor. So I guess coming up in conclusion, coming up to be here for the grand opening was quite nice, and
thank you. Okay, moving right along. Okay, at this time, we will go into item number 5, old business. The first one is the PPRTA IGA resolution, which you guys just got. This is just cleaning, finishing up this. Mr. Crott, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, board, this is a resolution that authorizes the mayor to execute the IGA between the PBRTA and the town. I was under the impression that I didn't need a resolution, and the latest copy of the IGA actually said that they would like a resolution. So, even though you've already approved it, this would rubber stamp it, I guess. So,
Yeah.
So would this count as a first or a second?
it's a resolution. So you can read it again next time.
Yeah. Okay, so at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
Move approval of resolution number 2014-12-02A.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, very well, thank you. And Mary, don't let me forget to sign this so we can get this sent over tomorrow. They were requesting that tomorrow. I'll see that tonight. Okay. Second item is the 2015 budget. Trustee Butts, I will turn this over to you, sir, if that's okay.
Absolutely. So there's been quite a bit with the budget going back and forth. I'm going to go over the expenses side here in a second, but I'm going to start off with, do you want to go grab it? All right. So I'm going to stall for a second. So there's been 3 workshops, as many in this room have been part of. We left the last budget workshop at about $60,000 difference. We're putting before everybody a balanced budget, and so Mary's going to talk about the revenue side of things. She's got her hands wrapped around. It's got a pretty solid idea of where the revenue's coming from, how much it is, and then I'm going to go over a bit about the expense side, some of the changes that were made between our last budget meeting and what now, not in finite detail, but broad strokes. Once this is passed, then it'll be uploaded onto the website as a public document. And that's about all the stalling I've got. She's grabbing the revenue side. Yeah, it's in there.
I don't see.
The Mountain States is actually in there under the Board of Trustees is 2,500. I put that. I'm the one that put that in there because that's what I remember it being. What do you remember it being?
I don't know. I have a call into them, so I'll be sure to ask them if you want.
All right. I've got it at 2,500. Do you think it's more or less?
Yes.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
If she's gonna say less,
Yeah,
then I'll
it's
say
either-
after her.
Yeah.
Right,
I
it's
thought it was
25,
low. but it could be
25
more.
or less, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
See if
So
I'm-
you have 2,500 total for memberships.
Yeah, it's a set fee,
No, I've got it under Mountain State, under Board of
13.
Trustee
right here.
on a line.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, right there.
So
Yeah.
I'll send an email.
Okay. So we're,
They could probably send us something.
Yeah.
Are you reading off the budget that's on the Green Mountain Falls website?
now that's last year's budget. Now we're talking about
No.
2015.
No, this is the
2015
proposed,
budget.
that was on the Green Mountain Falls website.
No, I'm going off of what you saw the other night when we were going through the budget workshop meetings, and it's broken down.
So,
That's what
So-
I'm using.
Oh, well, this is on the website as the proposed budget for 2015. I mean,
So-
2015.
So-
What do we have to
You have nothing
refer
right
to?
now. You've got, this is what we're here tonight to approve this budget. That you were there for the budget workshop meetings, and you had input on those, but now it's time to, because tonight we have to vote on it. It's got a balanced budget tonight, so it's,
I'm afraid you're amiss. There's been no public hearing called. There's no comparison. There's nothing for anybody to see, nothing that I can hold in my hand that shows me that there's a comparison. There are no numbers that anybody on this side of that table has looked at that where they can compare what the budget was last year, what was spent up to now this year, and what was proposed for next year.
okay.
So, I'm
Is
afraid
there
that
something that
that's a
says that
requirement.
I have to do that
That's a requirement.
by,
I think that's the Colorado budget.
okay.
I can read CRS 29-106, Notice of Budget. The date and time of the hearing at which the adoption of the proposed budget will be considered for any local government whose proposed budget is more than $50,000. The notice requirement by subsection 1 of this section shall be published one time in a newspaper having general circulation in the local government. And according to the code of Green Mountain Falls for publication, that requires, let me take me a minute to find it. The public hearing has to be published in the designated newspaper and allow 15 days for the public to review the budget, and they have the opportunity at the time for the selection of the budget to protest any item in the budget. So that budget can't be presented until 15 days after it's published in a newspaper.
All right, I appreciate that, and I'll consult with Mr. Crobb afterwards to find out if we did anything wrong, but regardless, we've
Well,
got
the
to...
law is here. I think you might discuss when you publish it, but it's fairly clear the process, and this is the process that has gone on for several years. I have the minutes of the last 3 first meetings in December where the public hearing was held on the budget, and then after that, resolutions passed.
So I would like to ask the board if, just for a little bit of legal counsel on this matter, since obviously I'm getting conflicting, so there's a chance that I've sidestepped a lot. I'd like a little legal counsel on this. Can we?
Yes,
Just
so,
take a-
board,
Just take a recess?
yeah, we're gonna,
Okay.
this time, we're gonna recess the meeting at 7:28 to discuss with our attorney. Okay.
Sorry, it's not last night, but anyway, she was correct. In with the statute, so the CRS does read such. So we'll publish it, but we did go back and look. So what we'll end up doing is tonight, I am presenting this for further review as such. We'll ask Mary, Mr. Crobb's talking with her, and we'll get that published. It'll have to be 15 days. We'll end up with a special meeting to approve the budget at that time. So with that, I would move that we table this until our next meeting.
Before you table, it's my understanding that, and I may be wrong, but it's my understanding that the budget session, the budget hearing is to be set at the next public meeting, or the next regularly scheduled meeting. Can't have a special meeting.
Well, we can't have 15 days from now. We'll be past the next scheduled one. The next one after that is in January. So because of my mistake, then there is not a...
But the problem is that the mistake is a mistake. And again, you can check that, because I might be wrong, but I don't think so. Green Mountain Falls is unique, but it's not special.
Right.
And so, you better make sure that that you can have a special meeting for a budget session, because it may be illegal.
Point taken. Appreciate it.
It also calls for the public to review a balanced budget. And for example, the 2014 budget, the public was handed out 2 pages, both in the general fund, total general fund expenditures, and then the revenues were listed by category. And I just wanted to
So this will be
ask
published,
you-
so it should be,
Yes,
that should be taken care of.
right. And,
That was,
Yeah.
and it also calls for a balanced budget, which the one on the website is not a balanced budget.
All right, I appreciate it. Point taken for both of you. So I move that we table this to the next meeting, and we'll look back and I'll get clarification from Mr. Crobb on that.
I have a suggestion. You plan to review the draft budget tonight,
I'm tabling it.
but let me just say, maybe you need to take some action tonight, so that Mary has a balanced budget to send to the courier and publish.
She has one.
What is the deadline for sending our budget, approved budget, to the Secretary of State?
December 31st?
In December
By
sometime.
the end of the year, I believe is what we just read.
December 31st, right, Mr. Crowe?
Yeah, it's, there's a kind of a catch-all in 29, 108 that says, I don't know, you're moving new town halls and don't have a whole lot of stuff together and you kind of forget to do it, that it says 90% of appropriated in the current fiscal year for operations and maintenance expenses. So we deemed reappropriated for the budget year. So kind of does it for you. And at the end of it has every attorney's favorite language that says, notwithstanding any other provision of law, no matter about anything else, the adoption of the budget, the appropriation of funds, and the certification of the mill levy shall be effective upon adoption. So, you know, we certainly recognize the need to have citizen input. We certainly recognize the need to have it published in the paper, and to have, you know, the citizens have a little bit on the front half to review it before having that public hearing. So, sounds like the board's got a plan to make sure all three are done.
I would suggest that you have a special meeting on the 30th and call it a public hearing on the budget. So the
We're
citizens
gonna address
can-
that at the next meeting as part of this. We'll come up with a plan.
That gives you plenty of time to finalize what you see as a balanced budget publication. Gives the citizens time to review it and appear at a public hearing before the end of the fiscal year, the beginning of the next fiscal year. I wasn't sure whether the Secretary of State has a deadline when budgets have to be submitted to the state. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, is that if we don't do anything by the 31st, they say, okay, we'll do it for you.
Okay.
And then after that, they say, well, we'll do it for you until you decide
They
otherwise.
won't do it for us, but sounds like you got some flexibility to be legal.
So would you suggest then, we're just gonna table this? and-
Table this until the next, until the meeting on the 16th. 16th.
Question? Okay.
However, that will leave no publication time for
Well, we can publish it as soon as, not to put you on the spot, so, we could,
The next paper's the 10th. Our paper is already out like right now.
Okay. So it comes out the 10th?
so that would be 23rd,
Deadline.
Christmas Day, 15 days.
but we'll need to, in that
I don't know how
publication,
it goes.
state the date of our meeting. Or stating the public hearing and publishing.
Yeah, and a special meeting can be called by the mayor, so I think it's from the clerk and the mayor. If
You don't think that date needs to be published?
No, it will, but that's what I'm saying.
But we won't meet before the deadline.
I was saying, a special meeting can be called just by her, so she can determine that unless the board wants to vote on it now.
Perfect.
Okay. Question?
And please make sure that the budget that's published is complete. That means a revenue side and an expenditure side with comparisons from last year, preferably a couple of years, but I'm thinking that might get expensive as far as the publication is concerned, but the public needs to be able to understand what you spent this year, what you spent last year, what you're gonna spend next year, and where the money comes from and where it's going. So that's both the revenue side and the expenditure side.
Mac, the state statute is to publish the 2015 budget. If you want to compare with 2014, heck, if you put on the town website.
That's actually
Save
not
us the
so.
publication costs.
I don't think
That's
so.
actually
Okay,
not
guys,
so.
we're gonna, thank you, Mr. Patron, for your comment. We're gonna move on with this.
Excuse me?
We are now at item 5C, which is the resolution for this, no, that's the new, resolution, yeah, oh, okay, we need to vote on the tabling. Okay, so I'll entertain a motion.
I move to table until next meeting.
Okay, all those in favor, any comment on that, you guys? Okay, all those in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I think Robert's rules say you have to put a date that you intend to take it off the table?
I said to the next meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
To the next
I didn't hear
meeting.
you. Okay. I beg your pardon.
Okay. So, moving on, item number C, resolution 2014-1202B, which is a resolution adopting a fee schedule for the use of Greenmount Falls Police Department services. Okay, again, Mr. Crump.
So this is a resolution that adopts fees that I've received from Chief Bradley as far as services that they provide to the public, be it general services that are kind of on a walk-in basis or special event services that are more needy of their actual service. So I don't know if he has any other comments or anything he wants to echo on that, but.
Okay, and I just want to, just for our public right now, just go over these real with you guys. Vehicle identification number inspection, $15 per vehicle. Fingerprints, $20. Report copies, 25 cents a page. Special event services, officer with police vehicle, $25 an hour. Officer without police vehicle, $18 an hour. Minimum daily rate, which is 2 hours, 1 officer without a police vehicle, $36, and maximum daily rate, 10 hours, 4 officers with police vehicles, $1,000. So that's what that looks like for you guys. Board, do you have any comments about this? Any questions for Chief Bradley at all?
How do these rates compare to other communities?
The VIN inspections are a little bit lower. The fingerprints, I think, are $5 lower or $10 than Colorado Springs. The special event fees per officer is, I think, EPSO's $43 per hour per person. So we're considerably lower, and that was the whole design, is that we get an all-day special event fee. It's not distracting people from coming and putting on an event, but it needs to start shifting around for extra duty, extra scheduling, etc. So
What's
that was my
the daily
intent.
rate?
Excuse me?
What's the daily? There was a 2-hour minimum, I missed the daily rate.
The maximum?
Maximum daily rate of $1,000 for 10 hours and 4 officers
With
with
4
police
officers?
and police vehicles.
So 2 hours minimum would be, what, 50?
30.
That's what I'm asking. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments about this? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution.
Move to approve.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Chief Bradley, for this. This helps move us along, get more organized here. Okay, new business. We do have a special permit for a winter festival from the chamber here. You guys should have a copy of that. Emily, you want to talk about that, please?
You guys got a couple of the flyers. Just to give you an idea. So when the chamber reformed in 2011, one of the first things that we did was kind of look at the schedule of events that have been going on in Greenmount Falls for the last several years, and kind of noticed that everything happens during summer, and nothing happens during the winter time. And that's when we got the idea to bring back something that had been a tradition in years past and to start the Winter Festival. So this is the 3rd year that we've put on the Winter Festival. Each year we kind of get a little more organized and try to do a little bit more. So this year we have a theme for our Winter Festival. It's the Polar Express. I don't know if you have kids, but there's a book and a movie, and there's a lot of stuff that goes with that. We are going to have a little train that will be there. There's going to be caroling if the lake freezes over and is safe for the kids. Hopefully we'll have ice skating. Once again, we'll have hot chocolate and cider and snacks. Santa Claus will be coming to visit, we'll have Yule log hanging in the fire. And this is an event that the chamber puts on, and we don't charge anything to anyone in the public to attend this. And we really want it to be an event where people can come and, you know, we all know at the holiday time, it's are stretched thin, and some people don't have a lot. So this is a chance for them to really go out and enjoy and not have to worry about, well, can I afford it, or do I have to budget for this? And so we really wanted it to be a family-friendly, fun event that anyone in the community can attend. And so we're asking that you would approve a special event permit for us to hold this once again. Does anybody have any questions about the event?
Looks fun.
It's a great time. Any questions? Okay.
So it's in the park, next to the.
It'll be in Gazebo Lake Park, so we would need access to the gazebo and then kind of the main walkway. We're not sure how far down, but it wouldn't go past the land office. It doesn't require any road closures. Parking would be open all up and down Lake Street. It's during daylight hours, so there's really not any special concerns as far as lighting goes.
How many people do you normally have at this event?
There's probably about 200 or so people. Not necessarily all at one time. People tend to come and go. Not a lot of people want to stand outside for 3 hours, but yeah, throughout the day there's probably between 200 and 300 that would come through.
Now, do they bring their own ice skates and stuff?
Yes, the ice skating, they bring their own ice skates to participate.
Any other questions? Okay. So, I think there are two parts of this, yes?
Do you have the permit?
Yes. I'm sorry, did you?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's right here. You want to see it? Well, I think this is a great opportunity for our community. I'm so excited it's back, and I know back in the day, you guys used to have things like this around the holidays, and so thank you for putting this on. And there are no other questions. The board, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve this. I know there are two parts of that, and that, one of that, approve it, and then the fee, right, associated with that.
I move to approve. Second?
Okay, any discussion about it? Okay, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and the second part of this, you guys, is talking about the special use fee. I would like to propose that. The chamber's been very kind to us. This is a great opportunity for our community. I would like to propose that we do what Trustee Butts recommended. I don't know the wording of that for the Halloween thing, but we pay that or get reimbursed for that, or
So I will move that we make a donation to the Chamber of Commerce in the coincidental amount of the fee, similar to what Henry just gave a practice of with regional building.
Second?
okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you so much for all you do. Awesome.
Hey, Michael, they will need electricity. Okay.
Just make sure.
Just remind.
Can we get a resolution on ice?
Yeah. Okay, moving right along, reports, the mayor's report.
Receive a donation.
Oh, yes, donation for the audio equipment, you guys, from regional. What Henry was just saying, so we need to approve it, receive, so,
Will you tell us what it is?
2 boxes, concretely. Less specifically, it's microphones and probably receivers for 12 or so microphones. They used to be part of the regional building. They no longer can use them because the frequencies have been outdated such that they can no longer buy additional ones, and they do need more than what they had. So with what they have, it would be adequate for our needs, and we can future. Apparently, one of the microphones is broken and does need repair. Additionally, we need to spend some money on speakers and an amplifier and probably a mixer to bring it full circle. So it's partial, but it's a significant piece of it. I don't know the value of it, but it's something that will greatly benefit. And I would suggest, unless the board directs otherwise, that we use some of the residual funding that was already allocated to me for the low voltage to get that audio up and running, because there still is probably half of it unspent that we can probably utilize to get that going. I would doubt that we'll take all of it.
I'll second that.
Okay. Okay, any discussion on that, you guys? Okay, so all those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No, very nice. And again, thank you to Regional Building for that donation to help us. It's awesome. Item number 7, reports. I just wanted to this evening thank, I don't know, you guys, I was not here last time, but just a special thank you to the Chamber for their donation of $1,000. That was presented to us at the Grand Hall opening ceremony. So I just want to say thank you again and thank you to Public Works and for the people that donated the lights for our community. If you guys have more lights and want to help get more lights up, feel free to, you're more than welcome to help us. So that's all I have. Trustee Quinn, do you have anything? Trustee Butts?
No, I think we covered that.
Trustee Gardner? Trustee Stevens?
No report.
Trustee Ellis?
No report.
Trustee Cook?
No report.
Perfect. Okay, Marshall report?
I guess the core of my report, the report's been submitted, that I want to hit on is got 153.3 in-service hours in the last 28 days with reserve officers on patrol and training. FTO programs on schedule at this point. I don't foresee any issues with not completing it by January 1st. One thing I'm bringing to the board's attention, you've been aware of some of these things that we've gotten. We've approved some of the donations, but I'm capturing it all in one. Basically, since May to the beginning of December, we received $31,436.97 in a combination of cash donations and equipment. And to go through those, Mr. Snow was $5,000 cash, Ms. Harwood was $4,000 cash, Mr. Bratton was $1,800, 3 radars from State Patrol, the total value by that equipment new is $7,700. Certified Business Incorporated, with the help of Mr. Seaver, donated a evidence locker it's new at $1,925. Colorado Post through the Department of Law, $11,011.97 for the tasers. So I would like to put this out to the board in my report to approve these things that are currently online. Donated out. I know the board was aware of this as well, but I also want to bring this up so they can approve the donations out. And that's the Green Mountain Falls Peak Park Fire Department.
So you get over that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that doesn't seem to be an issue with whether it's a regular scheduled or special.
So, yeah, we're gonna stay tuned to that, but as of now, we have a board meeting on the 16th, and we'll see. So, hey, board, if there's no other further business, oh my goodness, the meeting's adjourned at 8:22.